The family of two cold case victims whose car was found submerged in a Brunswick pond is grappling with a new revelation. When Catherine and Charles Romer disappeared back in 1980, their family says they believe they were murdered. Now, 4 decades later, they think the facts point to something else. On Your Side's Renata De Gregorio spoke with the couple's granddaughter. So Renata, what did she tell you tonight?
Well, I spoke with Christine Heller-Seaman, and she says that she and her sister spent 44 years believing that their grandparents were murdered, and they lived in that mindset that violence happened to their loved ones. Well, now Christine believes her grandparents' death was an accident, and says for the first time since she was a teenager, her family is sharing memories of their grandparents without that same pit in their stomachs.
Living with that fear and that terror and wondering what can happen around the corner has definitely affected all of us.
Christine Heller-Seaman was 15 years old when her grandmother and step-grandfather, Catherine and Charles Romer, disappeared. She and her 8 sisters believed they'd been murdered.
Just the kind of thing that never, ever leaves you.
But now, 44 years later,
the possible break in a 44-year cold case.
The certainty Christine and her family had been living with for most of their lives is flipped upside down. They now believe their grandparents' death was an accident.
It's just been so overwhelming for all of us.
Last weekend, a Florida dive team discovered a car in a pond in Brunswick, Georgia. It was the last place Catherine and Charles Romer had been seen, driving home to New York from Miami in 1980. Christine says she knows that car.
It would come down the driveway and it would be a big celebration because they were coming. So seeing the car being pulled out of the mud like that was startling.
Though police say they don't have a positive ID yet on the car or a bone found in it, Christine is sure it's her grandparents. And because she believes their deaths may have been an accident, she says this Thanksgiving was different.
I just felt that was the shift. We could actually talk about happy stories.
Now her family can focus on the true legacy of their larger-than-life grandparents.
Very much in love and traveling and adventure, the perfect recipe for a nice life.
A police spokesperson told me today it could take weeks or even months before they get DNA evidence back from the bone if they do. Christine says her grandparents' belongings were also in the submerged car. Renata De Gregorio, First Coast News, on your side.